Winston just said to me, Felix, on a day like today where Fed President Collins comes out and says, the risks are there that we might cut too early, the market gets a bit more worried and things are looking a little bit reddish, what do you actually buy on a day like this? Well, you look through all the noise and all the disasters and all the impending doom and gloom, and you go, what's the opportunity? Because there is always an opportunity, and this guy is better than anybody at sniffing them out with that rather large nose of his, aren't you, Winston? So I thought I'd share with you an insight that I read partially in the Wall Street Journal, I want to say, which is not really a particular favorite of mine, but they put together some insight on what Warren Buffett has advised his next follow-up, so to speak, the next baby Warren Buffett, when Warren Buffett eventually steps down. What did he teach him? What are the actual Buffett rules to buying? And if you apply those today, you'll come up with actually only one stock. And I'll tell you what that stock is in a moment. But I want you to understand the process so you can apply this research yourself. In fact, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to give you all the data so you can download it and you can do it yourself for free. So if you go to felixfriends.org/SP500, felixfriends.org/SP500, you'll get the data for every S&P 500 stock out there that you can then apply the Buffett filter to, and that will, I think, give you some tremendous value. So what Buffett told Combs, not did he, he said, look, the way you identify an S&P 500 stock that we actually want to buy is the following. Rule number one, they need to be relatively cheap. So they need to have a price to earnings multiple, not this year, but forward looking, of 15 or less. So forward PE of 15 or less. And that just means you're looking for kind of bargains, right? You're not looking at Microsoft or something, which is probably 28 or 30. You're looking for something that's quite discounted right now. And then the second thing is that we need to be 90% sure that profits are going to grow each of the next 5 years from where they are right now. So if they're going up 10% a year right now, they need to keep going up at a faster and faster rate. And then they need to be pretty confident that those earnings are going to grow at least 7% a year for each of the next 5 years. And there is some compound logic to that, right? You basically get forgiven for buying the wrong thing as long as it's going to go up by 7% a year for 5 years. You'll probably do as well or slightly better than the index. So what this scanner has been developed into is, well, they have a problem because they've got so much money, they have to buy large companies. You don't. So Buffett only looks at companies that are 50 billion or larger. You could buy something smaller because you probably often got hundreds of billions lying around. Well, if you do, let me know. But the filter is still the same. Number one, price to forward earnings, and I've put that on the sheet, less than 15. 5 years, so long-term expected earnings growth needs to be greater than 5%. And we have a column on there that says long-term earnings growth. So look at that number. And then also revenue growth greater than 5%. I actually think that's less important, but that's still useful. And this is important. Nothing financial, no limited partnerships, no REITs, and be careful with overseas stocks. So basically looking at American stocks that are not banks, not financials, not REITs, not some sort of LLP, because very hard to understand them. And if you apply that filter right now with Buffett's 50 billion limit on it, then what do you get? Well, you get two stocks. You get T-Mobile, of which Buffett currently owns more than 5 million shares. And what's the second one you get? EOG, it's an oil and gas company, and EOG Resources. Both of them qualify. Now, he doesn't own EOG, but he has tons of Occidental Petroleum and tons of Chevron. But if you, rather than worry and fret about what's going on today in the market, as I'm on a plane sleeping sweetly as you're watching this video, go into the spreadsheet at felixfriends.org/SP500, click on File, make a copy. Now you've got your own. or you can download it into Excel if you prefer. You can even print it out if you're a dinosaur. Then you're going to do something positive that's going to actually make you a smarter investor. You're going to learn, and you're going to find a handful of companies, and then you're going to start doing some research on those. So don't just jump on stuff because of a number. You can still want to understand the business. You want to listen to the last earnings call, or I'd listen to it because you get a feeling of what are management like. The personal touch is still important. And to dig a little bit deeper into their business. And you do those steps, and today will be a glorious day no matter what happens in the market. I hope you find this useful. If you do, share it with a friend or a golden retriever. Winston, any last thoughts? Winston, come on, sit up. Any last thoughts? He's looking a little bit glum because we're packing bags, and he's not really a fan when we go away, are you? We will miss you dearly, Winston, but you'll have your fun. He's got two lovely ladies who live with him and who look after him, and will take him to the beach and on hikes every day, and he's got his friends here and stuff. So he actually has a nicer time than when he comes with us. But yeah, of course we miss him. So there we are. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the day. Take care. Winston just said to me, Felix, what stocks are you buying in May? And I said, actually, I've got 6 on my mind. Have you got any in your mind?